Whew, okay, I've been waiting to announce this for a long time, but I'm so excited to finally announce this. Small business heroes, you're not going to want to miss this one because on October 10th through 12th, yes, that's just happening in just a few days, I will be hosting my only live PR masterclass of the entire year. That's right. This is the first live one that I've ever hosted this entire year. So if you want to learn from me live and workshop your PR strategy so you can get your business featured in the media for free, you're not going to want to miss it. Go to www.gloriachoupr.com/masterclass to register now, where you can sign up and get tons of bonuses that I've never before announced. And you get to learn the exact strategies that I've taught thousands of founders on how to get featured for free on magazines like Shape, Vogue, Allure, Business Insider, Forbes, New York Times, and so many more that I don't have time to name. Just remember this, sign up at gloriachoupr.com/masterclass, and I will see you live, and you will never think about PR and visibility the same way again for your business. So get ready to be transformed. What's up, small business heroes? Welcome back to another episode of Small Business PR, where we break down what PR is and make it accessible so that all founders can be seen, heard, and valued. Today is a quick tip episode, but this one is one you're going to want to take notes and get back to. I am sharing my 5 best PR hacks to getting your pitch opened. Yes, you heard that right. Now, PR is really simple, and I teach this all the time on my free masterclass. PR is just writing a pitch and sending it out, right? It's just literally what to send and who to send it to. So obviously, if you've been in my community for a while, you know that I teach my signature CPR pitching method, my proprietary pitching framework that I came up with after hacking PR from the outside. I used to be a government diplomat. I never worked in PR. And through cold calling and emailing thousands of journalists cold without knowing them, I was able to crack the code on what makes a perfect pitch. So if you want to know what the secret formula of the winning pitch is, go to gloriachoupr.com/masterclass to watch it on demand. But for now, I am sharing with you the 5 best PR hacks to getting your pitch open after you've mastered that framework. So the first one is install an email tracking device. I say this on every PR masterclass, and I say this when working with my PR students, is that we want to install software on our email tool, whether it's Chrome or Gmail. I prefer Gmail. I heard Outlook doesn't have the best deliverability, and my students have a lot of success with Gmail. What I want you to do is install an email tracking software. It can be really simple, something like mailtrack.io or any kind of Chrome extension for a low fee. And what it does is it tells you if your emails have been opened. This is step number 1 before you send any emails out. Now, obviously, in my PR Starter Pack program, I have a comprehensive list of step-by-step exactly what to do, but this is always going to be your number 1 step, is install an email tracking device. Here's why it's important. We want to know who is reading our email. We want to know if it's being opened, because a lot of times we always trip ourselves up. We as founders are doing the scary thing of pitching, and a lot of time we start to get imposter syndrome. We start to say, oh my God, this pitch is bad. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have done PR. I knew that my pitch is not wanted. But it really doesn't have to be that dramatic. It could just be simply that the email wasn't read. It could be a deliverability issue. It can be an out of office thing for the journalist, or any of those issues. So in order to take the emotion out of that and get analytics so that we can pitch over and over again, install an email tracking device. That way you'll know exactly if you can resend it as many times as possible just to get them to open it, or if it's been opened already multiple times, you know that you have a warm lead. It means that the journalist really likes what you have to say in the pitch. They're just looking for a place to put it. So be patient, my friend, if it's being opened multiple times. What you want to do at that point is follow up once a week gently and comment on their latest social media post or LinkedIn thing. Remember, it's all about warming them up. It's kind of like sales, right? You want to warm that lead up so that they are familiarizing themselves with your name. And you can do that across platforms. You can follow them on multiple platforms. You can comment on their stuff, because every day they're being bombarded with so many different things in their inbox. And what better way to stay top of mind than do that warm follow-up gently and kindly. Okay, so that's number 1, install an email tracking device. Another bonus tip for this is the thing that is most important in your pitch is your subject line, because your open rates are all about your subject lines. And of course, I have a training all about this in my PR Starter Pack, but you want to make the subject line super specific and outlining what the pitch is. You don't want to say a subject line that has your name, your company, or please feature me. You want it to be almost kind of like the headline of a story, which is how I teach pitch writing in my PR masterclass. And you want to be specific. So for example, a subject line that is more likely to get open is specific about what the pitch is. It doesn't hide anything, right? It's not like, want to know the secret to X, Y, and Z? No, it's like 3 things you should know about X, Y, and Z. I'll give you an example, right? A subject line that says, new skincare products you need to try is okay. It's fluffy, it's specific, it's not specific, and I don't know if it works in 2050 or 1995. Right? But if you make that just a little bit more specific and relevant, which is something I say all the time as well, you can change that into something like new skincare serum made entirely of fruit for melanin-rich skin that will be big this winter. Do you see how there's levels of specificity in there? There's the demographic, who it's for, what's the season, what's the reason, all of those things. So as you get familiar with this important skill of pitch writing, I want you to peel away the layer of an onion so that you can reveal that specific juicy core that's really going to flavor the dish. So remember, always see how you can add more specificity and relevance. If it's a subject line that says, best winter accessories, maybe it's about best winter accessories for 2024 or whatever that year is for X, Y, and Z audience. Do you see how I'm adding other layers of specificity? All right, enough about that. Let's move on. So the next tip I want to show you, which will help you get your pitch opened, is using the schedule send button. Now, one of the things that all of our founders are dealing with is lack of time, right? We're solo entrepreneurs. We're wearing all the hats, some of us taking care of family and elders, and time is the most scarce commodity. But guess what? Pressing send multiple times, and the more often you press send, the more likely you will get featured. It's really a numbers game, like dating. The more times you press send, the luckier you will get. And I always say this, is that everything you want is on the other side. I want to say opposite, but I said other. Everything you want is on the other side of the send button. So how do you make this not an overwhelming thing? With everything else you have is batch that on one day. So I usually suggest you, after you have your pitch, draft your emails to all the journalists, whether it's 10 or 30 or 50, and then you can draft it all in Gmail, and then you can schedule send. So that way you don't actually have to type it in and send it live. You can have one day where you sit for an hour or 2 and draft up all your emails for your journalists that you want to hit up that week, and then schedule send for like a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or Thursday at 9 a.m. That way it becomes a system, and it takes the emotion and drama out of it, right? Like they always say, successful businesses have systems for everything. Just like that quote, you want to have a system for PR and like a system for everything in your business, but especially when it comes to PR. I've been able to do this in my business where I have my assistant batch send 20 emails every single week, and she follows up right away, and then she does the same the next week. And so through sending 80 or 90 emails a month, we are able to consistently get on podcasts and stay on top of the journalist radar. So to recap, use that schedule send button on Gmail, and don't be afraid to batch it all on one day and schedule send on another day. So one thing, a bonus tip here is I want to avoid Fridays because a lot of journalists can be out of town or traveling. I usually like to send a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday around 9 a.m. Eastern is usually the time that I like to schedule send all of my pitch emails. Again, it's all about creating a system that you can replicate and not sitting down and having all this drama about what's going to happen that day or how your emotions are. You just do it because, like I said, it's a system. All right. The next hack that I have, 4th tip, is always leave a cell phone number at the end of your pitch. Now, as you have seen in my PR masterclass, the CPR method, I show you exactly how to write a pitch from beginning to end. And the ending is very confident. It states that you're happy to share more insights or offer a sample or speak more. But what I want to pay attention here is you want to end the email with, I can be reached on, and then you put your number. And then you put in parentheses, call or text. This is very important because if a journalist is a texter, and a lot of journalists are, you give an easy way for them to contact you, right? So don't just put your email or rely on email. Give them multiple ways to contact you. So I like to give a cell phone and then put call or text to show that you are available for calling or texting. Again, it's about making sure that you make it easy on the journalist and provide multiple options for them to contact you because everyone communicates a little bit differently, right? All right, here is the last hack that I want you to know. A tip that you must do is every time after you send an email pitch, DM them right away, right? I want you to know that this should be a habit. This is a habit of all of our successful PR students that get featured week after week. Is they draft an email, They schedule send it, and then immediately they go down the list of contacts that we provide for them, and we provide like tens of thousands of media contacts in our PR starter pack. They start going down and start DMing them. And the DM is always a shortened and shorter version of the email because DMs are short, right? So it's just recapping what the pitch is and why you're in a position to talk about it, why it's interesting for your readers this season. I usually like to stay around 3 to 4 sentences max for the DM follow-up. And then at the end of the DM, here's the thing, if you're multitasking, come back to me. You want to put, I have sent you an email titled XYZ, right, which is the subject line that you have chosen, on this date. So put in the day that you send it. And then you write, so let me know if you haven't received it. You see how clever that is? It's not a DM that's like, hey, I don't know what to say, but I sent you a pitch. It's saying, I sent you something valuable. I sent you an email. Here's how you can look for it. I'm giving you the subject line and the exact date. This is beautiful because it does two things at once. It not only allows you to add them to your network, vice versa, right? You're adding them as a connection, but you're also telling them to go check their email. Because again, it's all about that repetition. Journalists get hundreds of emails a day, and it's the people who follow up and make it easy for their email to find that get answered. I cannot tell you how important this is. It's not just about sending the email. It's about following up immediately with the DM. So let's say if you send in all your emails on a Monday or Tuesday, I would send all the DMs immediately afterwards. So that way you don't forget about it. So write an email and then follow up. Write an email, follow up in the DM, right? It's kind of like when you turn on the faucet, you shut it off after you're done using it. I want this to become such a habit that's ingrained in you. So it's a habit and it's emotionless. You send an email, you follow up on DM, right? And I've given you the template of what to write. And you always put in specific details about the subject line and the date so that they can go back and filter through all of their hundreds of emails. All right, I promised you that this would be a quick, short, and sweet and easy one. This is my 5 top PR tricks for getting your pitch opened. And if you haven't watched the masterclass to learn my CPR pitching method, one that's helped thousands of founders gain an organic 1 billion views across outlets and podcasts and TV and radio, I recommend you do that. You go to www.gloriachoupr.com/masterclass. And if you're looking for a supportive community where I come in live and coach you every month on your pitch writing and get journalists to come in and coach you as well as having a database of every single journalist you could ever want to pitch to at all the outlets, join our PR program. It's called the PR Starter Pack, and you can go to www.prstarterpack.com. All right, until next time.